Beautiful people, beautiful people, beautiful people. What is good? What is good? What is good? Of course, you know who I be. Good Doc. Dr. Mike TV. Back again, once again. You already know what it is, baby. Instant, classic, in the making. First time to the channel, guys. Make sure you subscribe, notify, do all the good things, make yourself well versed in the Good Doc's content. Everything you need to know about me shall be listed in the link in the description area below. Saving face, ladies and gentlemen, is a real thing. And it's a real thing for foreigners as well. Saving face does not just apply to Filipinos, but it applies to foreigners as well. All right, now a lot of people know what saving face is all about, but let me give you an overall general synopsis of what saving face is all about, at least in my opinion. It might be different. I don't necessarily have a definition I can rock with right now off the top of my head. But basically, the overall general essence of saving face is you never want to embarrass somebody in front of others, right? If you have a problem with them, take them to the side. Y'all handle that on the side. You never want to embarrass somebody in front of somebody else, because now all of a sudden it's like you're degrading them or taking away or disrespecting them or taking away their dignity by degrading them or talking down to them in front of other people. You know what I'm saying? And that's a real thing, you know, that's definitely a real thing. And again, like I said, guys, it doesn't necessarily apply to Filipinos only. Foreigners can get that work too. So as I'm sitting here analyzing the situation as it stands, I realize a lot why I am the type of person that I am. Doc is just a fun-loving dude, man. I love to come on here. I love to make videos. You know, I stay in my little corner of the world. I don't bother nobody. You know what I'm saying? I don't never really have anything to say about other people. I don't get nobody business because it ain't my business, and, you know, vice versa, man. I try to just stay in my lane. Perfect terminology. Doc stays in his lane. I stay in this little corner with my little 5,000, kicking it. Ain't got nothing to say about nobody else, because quite frankly, what y'all do with y'all lives is what you're going to do with your lives, all right? So you'll never really hear Doc come out of pocket about what you're doing or what they doing and that. The only time you'll ever hear me do that is with my Filipino bloggers. You know how I get, man. You know I get in my feelings. I get in my feelings. A Filipino blogger is born every day. And the day after that, they channel bigger than mine. So yes, Doc is always going to have a problem with that. But I digress, ladies and gentlemen. Let me get back on topic. Saving face is a real thing. And when it comes to myself, and I'll just use myself as an example, if there's one thing that I can't condone, or if there's one thing where I feel like people are crossing the line, just in my opinion alone, hold on, I think I'm a little, there you go, turn that off. Yeah, that's better. I didn't like that light. If there's one thing for me that crosses the line, is if you talk about my people, all right? Like I said, for example, my young lady, the mean one, she ain't asked for this shit, okay? She ain't asked for it. This is Doc's channel, right? This is my black ass face, this is me. So if you got a problem with me, you come at me. Doc's cool with that. But don't include my young lady, don't include family, don't include none of that shit. For me, that's just my rule. Like, if you got a problem with me attacking me all day long, come for the throat, not the throat, but the throat, right? You can do that, right? You know, Doc just gonna play you off like I always do. But when you start to bring in my young lady and then my family and people like that, it's kind of like, if I see you, I have to say something. It's not that I want to say something. It's not that I am confrontational. It's not that, you know, I'm this braggadocious, big bad bully type of dude. I'm not that guy. Might be a little bit swole, you know, Doc be hitting the gym a little bit, gang gang. But I'm not that type of dude, man. I'm a stocky dude. Very short, about 5'8", 5'9". So when you see me, y'all might think I'm 6, 7 foot tall. Doc only 5'8", 5'9", 5'10" on a good day, depending on what type of shoes I'm wearing. But you know what I'm saying? That's why I stay in my lane, because I don't want nobody coming for my people, right? Because if you come for my people, it's like all of a sudden, I have to say something. Like, there's nothing that I can do. There's no other way to handle the situation. I have to say something to you. I don't want to. I don't want to have to ever say anything to you, because I don't give a fuck about you. That's the best way for me to look at it. If you come at me the hard way, I don't give a shit about you. I don't give a fuck about you. You kick rocks. Doc's gonna stay in his corner, he gonna stay in his lane. But when you start crossing over into like talking about family and stuff like that, that's where regardless of where I am in the world, ladies and gentlemen, I gotta say something, because now it's not warranted. If I ain't come for yours, you don't come for mine. That's just me. That's just my rule of thumb. That's me. All day, every day, twice on Sunday. Just leave my people out of it. I'm happy. Leave my young lady out of it. We good. We can always joke, laugh, talk about my not having eyebrows. You can talk about how bald I am. I don't give a shit. It's fun for me. I enjoy that shit because y'all gonna come for the throat, but you're gonna fall short every single time because I don't care. YouTube is fun for me. Mental gymnastics. I've told you guys that 20 times over. I do this shit for fun. Like, if you want to come for me, that's okay. I understand. But understand who you fucking with first, okay? Understand who you mess with first. Anyway, I get back to the topic at hand. Digressing. One more time. Back on topic. When it comes to saving face, it doesn't just apply to Filipinos. It applies to foreigners as well. You never want to embarrass a foreigner in front of a whole bunch of other Filipinos, man. It's not a good look. And when it happens, it's like, yo, how do I handle this situation? Like I said before, do I want to come off as for myself, it'd be the ABM, the angry black man? Oh, that's how I expected this black man to react. That's how I expected him to react. That's how I expected him to do. You know what I'm saying? I seen it on TV. I know what the media says. If you come after them, they're going to come after you and they're going to fight you and be all violence and stuff. That's what they expect for somebody like me. Probably. So naturally for me, I'm thinking 100 different ways. If a situation ever like this came up and somebody's really trying to attack me, now I have to figure out the best way to handle myself personally. I can't swing unless you swing first, right? That's rules. Can't swing unless you swing first. And heaven forbid, and y'all know this shit is crazy as hell because they do this in the United States everywhere you go. If there's a confrontation, somebody got a phone now, right? Somebody got their phone now. Somebody over here just trying to pick and choose who they want to fuck with today. You know what I mean? And they're like, yo, man, oh shit, these two foreigners about to fight. Yo, let's see what we about to get. They don't know nothing about World Star, but whatever the World Star is for the Filipino people, yeah, leave it in the comment section below. But that's what they're going to put that shit on. Two dumbass foreigners fighting in front of the VA or two dumbass foreigners fighting in front of whatever, you know? So, you know, you definitely have to consider how you would handle that situation. But again, saving face is something that is real. Because no matter how bad you want to attack, you have to really think through how you want to handle the situation. Not everybody is equipped to handle the situation or adapt to the situation. Not everybody has the mentality. But for those that do, they know how to handle themselves. For those that don't, you see the results that happen. So now it's to the point where in any situation, if something's said, and now I'm perceived or looked at as if I got manhandled, or I'm perceived by my peers or people who view me in some type of light that I got punked, or I'm the little Doc's the bitch in the situation. Now all of a sudden, I'm over here like, yo, man, fuck that. They ain't about to punk me. Fuck that. You know what I'm saying? Because now all of the people, like, I swear, because you know how you got those agitators in the background, right? You know the agitators, right? They'd be like, oh. They were like, oh. I said, oh, you just gonna let them say that shit about you, bruh? Huh? You just gonna let them talk that shit about you, son? I mean, you know, in the Philippines, I don't know, whatever they say. So you just gonna let them talk that shit about you, right? Huh? You got the agitators, the instigators that are just gonna come in the background like, yo, I know you ain't just get punked out, bro. I know you ain't just get punked out, bro. That shit in the back of your mental, now all of a sudden you hype now. Now all of a sudden you like, yo, I got to whoop this motherfucker's ass now, right? Because that's your vibe. Because you got to save face, right? You got to save face. Now, in the back of your mind, if you're going to fight this dude, hypothetically, and you're not sure if you're going to whoop his ass, now it's like, I have to figure out a better way to handle the situation. You understand? So there's a multitude of different ways to save face, ladies and gentlemen, but most of the times, the way that people save face is to direct themselves towards violence. Fisticuffs, ladies and gentlemen. I got to box and whoop that ass now. Because now you done made me look a certain way in front of my people. You know what I'm saying? Now you done made me look a certain way in front of people who I probably don't give two shits and a damn about. But because they over here instigating the situation, now all of a sudden, I got to show you that I'm about that action. I got to show you that I'm about to give you that work. And that's what saving face is all about, ladies and gentlemen. I don't care. It's your pride. It's your ego that puts us in situations as men, our primitive nature to want to show that we can beat somebody if we got to, that makes us pump our chest up, pump that bitch out and say, yo, let's rock. Do I always believe that's the best answer? Absolutely not. But again, the way I see it is, like I said, there's only a few situations that would drive a man into that particular realm. Number one, you talk about they people. Number two, they got to save face because they ain't trying to look like they got punked. Right? And again, this doesn't necessarily pertain to any particular situation, but it's just a thought, after seeing everything that transpired. You guys know what I'm talking about. Now I'm trying to figure out, how does this work? Where do we go from here? You know what I'm saying? Where do we go from here? Because if you're on team A or you're on team B or you're on side A or side B, now all of a sudden you got to figure out, how is this going to work? Okay, who got the upper hand? Who got the one up? And if I'm perceived to be the one that got the leg down, not the one up, now I got to come back, right? It's automatic. Like, I got to, because I can't show my face anywhere until I get my one up back. And most of the time, this is what leads to violence, man. This is what leads to violence in my community. They got to save face, bro. Let's say, for example, you get your ass dusted in the street, right? You go fisticuffs and you just get beat down. The thing about it is, you're going to keep coming back and coming back and coming back until you get that dub, right? Till you get that victory. Let's say that man beats your ass 2 or 3 more times. Now, all of a sudden, it stops being about the fisticuffs and about who got the hammer, who got the gun, who can bring the knife to a gunfight, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So all of a sudden, it stops being about, getting them hands, and it starts being about, yo, this man gotta die. Or this person, I know I'm being dramatic. I know, I'm being dramatic. Don't hold my hand to the flame. But that mentality is what I'm talking about. The fact that, yo, man, this dude, he gotta go, right? He gotta get yeeted because, you know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna just keep punking me like this, or he ain't gonna just keep letting that situation happen. Same rules apply in the Philippines when it comes to saving face. I've seen Filipinos kill people over just not a berate, but maybe talking down to them in public, or something happened and the situation went down and you embarrassed them in front of their friends. They at your neck with a machete. Seen it happen. Scariest thing I ever seen in my life, bro. Scariest thing I ever seen in my life. There was a time ago, a couple years back, there was this foreigner that got killed at the bar. You guys probably remember that story. I know I covered it in A Foreigner Reacts. But there was a foreigner guy that got killed at a bar, outside of a bar and stuff like that. And 9 times out of 10, the first thing that comes to mind is if he was drunk, like drunk off of his ass, and he's in a provincial area where he ain't got no backup, and he was popping off at the mouth, and old boy got like 5 of his boys with him because I know he wasn't alone. Guess how that ended? You saw how it ended, but I can almost guarantee it started because something was said or something was done. Right? Remember the video? One of my most popular videos was the U.S. troops fighting the Philippine police, right? And I get like comments on that video till today. The thing about it is, all that man did was tap his beer, and it imploded or exploded or whatever. Never touch a Filipino's beer. I told y'all that. But all that could have been alleviated if the person didn't touch it, but now all of a sudden you come over here and spill this man's drink. Now we're at each other's throat. It's like a world war over a beer, people. USA versus the Philippines, right? It's crazy, guys. It is crazy. But I want you to think about that. Saving face is a real thing. I hope that you're never faced or put in a situation where you actually have to do this. I hope that if you are put in a situation like this, as you guys know, Doc is pretty good with his words. I do YouTube, so I can talk. Like, I have no problem talking with you, debating, having a conversation. Doc, that's what I do. I converse, man. And I promise you, in any situation, if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong and tell me why I'm wrong, right? Now, in the situation prior, the one that I'm referencing only in this particular segment only, you can kind of have an idea about what somebody may have did wrong in a situation, right? What was said, what was not said, what was said on this side, what was said on this side, and how it all connects, right? You can kind of come up with your own general conclusions. But what I will say is this, ladies and gentlemen. I believe in the power of words. Like, I'll talk to you all day long. And again, as you guys know, Doc don't come to any situation with hatred and animosity in his blood. Why? Because at the end of the day, I can only worry about me and mine, right? You know what I'm saying? I can't involve myself in other people's, stuff in any capacity, take sides in any regard. But in hindsight, if you're looking at it as a spectator from the outside looking in, it's kind of like, eventually this had to happen, Eventually this had to happen. Like, the more I think about it, this had to happen. There had to be a quote unquote confrontation. It wasn't a conversation, it was a confrontation. Two people had to come to the same exact location, not by choice, but accidentally or whatever it may be. And this had to happen. And so it did. Okay? How you guys perceive or the perception of how it played out, completely up to you. How you interpreted the situation, completely up to you. Everybody has how that particular thing played itself out. One person tell you it played out this way. Other person say, nah, that's not how it happened. This is really how it happened. All you can go on is what the footage shows you. But for me, as crazy as it seems, this to me is what I would consider to be the perfect example of what a saving face situation would encompass. Okay? I see that. It's written all over my face. It's written all over their face. This is a saving face situation. You feel me? And I guess, unfortunately, not like I'm really going to be into this. I'm pretty sure somebody will tell me more about this because, again, this is probably where I draw the line. I'm like, look, prayers up for everybody involved. This is where I draw the line because Doc's going to go back to his corner, hibernate, chill, make his videos, have his fun, toast up, likes up, have fun, do his duck thizzle thing. But my fear is this will not end this way. It can't. You want to know why it can't? Because of the instigators. They're going to be there. They're going to be there every day, antagonizing, going hard, saying what they say, doing what they do. Why? Because they want this more than you do. I can smell it. They want this more than you do. They want to see this more than anybody. Spectators. So how y'all choose to handle this situation from this point on, I pray it is amicable. I don't believe in violence, even though people believe somebody got to get their ass whooped. Most people say somebody got to get dog mopped. That's not me, man. It's not me. If it could come to a war of words and y'all can come, I'm not going to say a truce or anything like that. I would prefer that over anything else. But, again, man with an opinion. That's it. On to the next one, ladies and gentlemen. Doc is out, man. Peace.